This is 3FM.
At the end of the day, politics has probably been in my blood now for about 10 years, and previous to that I was a local authority member for 17. So politics, an interest in the community, and now an interest in what I call the future of the Isle of Man. Born and bred Manx, I want to see the island survive, and it will. We've had pressing issues over the last 5 years, and some of them have been resolved, not resolved totally, like the VAT issue that came about, gives a shock, when I was in 2006. And we've come through that. We've did some work on our major issue now, I believe, is going to be our exit from, we weren't in the EU. The Isle of Man's never been in the EU, so it's a benefit from that. But we have to follow our neighbours, and we have to trade with England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, whether we like it or not. They're our trading partners. So we're going to have to look at the exit from Brexit to see what's going to happen. We want to be in there. And I'm grateful really for the Council of Ministers and dare I say it, the UK government to say that we're going to be included in it. The Crown dependencies are going to be included into the run-up. That's the first admission, really, that they want to carry us with us. And I see that as a positive move. And we did step up to that mark and do it. I think we could actually, we've been taking what we call the lower hanging fruit, little bits and pieces now and again, and making some of those decisions. Some of we made bigger decisions. But we've always expanded our economy. You look at the things we've actually done, the College of Further Education, we've brought that on. The nunnery site itself is going to be a centre of excellence. We may have, if things go well, our students are all going to be tutored here. So they don't have to go across, because I know students that sometimes would like to go to university, but sometimes they don't last the course, and they want to come back, but they still get jobs, and we'll still have those courses because we've got a connection with one of the universities near Liverpool there. There's always move for spreading that slice of the cake out, and that's what I find personally as a Manxman and as a person in the Isle of Man government, that we've done that. We've given those opportunities. Whoever thought that space would come to the Isle of Man? Communications, the internet, broadcasting, your own radio station, 3FM, how that's gone out all over the place, and now how we need to put ourselves really on that map to say the Isle of Man exists. It's a separate jurisdiction. It has its own parliament. The parliament is friendly. It talks to individuals. It can do things. Why not trade with the Isle of Man? We're open for business. Because we're a small jurisdiction and we're a small parliament too, we can talk to those individuals that want to make businesses a lot smoother. Work permits, I didn't agree with all of the issues regarding work permits, reducing them, and I wouldn't go as far in the future. But some of those elements that we had to do, by bringing on nurses, because now we're training nurses in the Isle of Man ourselves, that's a big plus. And of course, we have to look after the older people of the next generation coming forward. Because I'm over 60 now myself, and you see all what we need to do for that next generation. Well, the generation that exists, never mind the generations coming forward. And finally, could I just say on that, we've got to make sure that the younger generation, not in my time, gets a pension. You need to carve your future out for the next 50 years. Get yourself into some sort of scheme that will give you some comfort when you get older. We do have some ageing homes in the island. We're currently in negotiation to buy a new one, which will give us the comfort where we won't have, and I hate the term bed blocking in the hospital, but that's reality kicks in there. And we've got to make sure that those individuals who needs help and support, that there are people out there or agencies to cover for them. And can I just say the other one, which I believe is good too, is early intervention. We don't want to give the young people what we call crime statistics around their neck for years to come. Early intervention if you're doing drink and drugs. I can't see the point in if you're doing minor stuff. Get them in early. If you learn a couple of lessons and you get a couple of cautions, that's fine. But we don't send youngsters to jail for the first offences. We need to teach them that the right and wrong, and they should learn that themselves as they come along, but sometimes you've got to guide people. At local level, what I want to see there is a bit more industry within Onchan. There's still opportunities. We still have, for the time being, Tramode there, which is still in the Onchan area, but not for voting purposes. So there's development land down there, and the company that runs that has got great warehousing. Gone are the days now where people just want to buy a shed. They want a proper warehouse, modern facilities, good communication coming into it. It looks modern, have a nice estate which is laid out like yourselves up here, a bit of trees on it, because we're encouraging people to come to the Isle of Man and spend their money with us. we've got to make sure they come to the right locations. And there's still a couple of pieces of land in Onchan which we can actually develop. And I have to say one is Triumph Engineering, which is a positive. They're not Isle of Man, they're not Isle of Man-based companies. They're parent companies from other jurisdictions internationally, and it will give us an opportunity, because we are still part of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, to trade with the likes of, and you may laugh, but China, India, the likes of New Zealand and Australia, because they're part of the Commonwealth. And I'd like to see our part, because we do punch up a little bit for a small jurisdiction, our part in the Commonwealth grow a little bit more, because that'll give us the credibility.
More music for the Isle of Man.
3FM.